Yes.
From your experience.
I'll always go to the glib, forgive me. Having a point actually matters. It's a joke, yeah, but having a point that can be grasped upon and can be touched upon at an emotionally satisfying interval throughout what you're saying, using the powers of classical rhetoric to inform the structure of your argument, returning always to a touchstone. I talk a lot about the voice, the use of the voice in social change and in shaping the world around us. Describing the world to another person is an act, it's an aggressive act. Characterizing what you think is going on or what ought to be going on is a form of intellectual warfare, really, especially in the political sphere. So, not only having the point, but having the courage of your conviction that you want to make it, and owning up to the fact that you're trying to commit an act of persuasion on people, and just owning that. Intend to persuade, care enough about the point to be willing to go down fighting for it. And that doesn't mean that the speech has to take on a severe or argumentative tone. Quite the contrary in most audiences. But the subtle tapering end of your sword should be advancing as you give a speech, and it should build. For the speaker, him or herself, be comfortable. It's just easier said than done. It goes almost against your most basic survival instinct to get up in front of people and lay out your thoughts and be evaluated by them. But what else do we do in life that really matters that much? Beyond interacting with one another as intellectual beings. Is there really that much more to this? Love, yes. It's a loving thing to do, to care enough about your community to try to shape it. Survival's, pretty important. Food, shelter, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, all of which are advanced by robust argumentation and a strong view about the world that you're not afraid to share. People like that tend to survive. Topicality, to use a debate term, focusing on things that people actually care about, helping them see the connection between the topic you're addressing and where they live as emotional creatures. The most effective people in politics have got this not only down to a science, but they do it without even thinking about it. And the President of the United States is a profoundly effective world communicator in a way that his opponent really was not, although Mitt Romney is an awfully good world communicator as well. People rise in this society based on their ability to do this and to do it without breaking a sweat, really. I mean, I can imagine that if they really bothered to do real filibusters in the Senate, there are some people in that body that could get up for 10 hours and not repeat themselves and continue to advance their argument as they went along. It's sort of a shame that you don't have that anymore in Washington to admire. Some of those speeches from the 19th and early 20th century are incredible. Don't sweat it. I mean, it's not that hard. It's an individual conversation held with numerous people all at the same time. It's actually very efficient. We'd be here for hours if I had to do this with each of you individually. I guess I came to the view that it's fun. It ought to be fun anyway. I could stop, I guess, too. I could stop talking. I'm really honored that you guys had me come and speak about speaking. I think it's fun. Speaking is fun. Is this fun? Are you having fun with this?
Yeah.
I sure hope so. It's a life tool that is not going to hurt you in any way to have. It's only going to help you grow as a person. It's an enormous amount for me. Just an enormous amount. I'm so comfortable talking. I talk on the phone all day long. And a lot of that is like committee meetings and conference calls and things like that. I bring a little bit of my class clown personality to those, and it seems to always cheer people up. Then we can have a substantive discussion, and it's sort of done in a lighthearted way. And then we'll maybe finish 10 minutes early, and everybody gets to go have a cup of coffee before they go on their day. That's a power that you have as a public speaker over other people as well, that you never really fully appreciate the impact of. People what they thought or it changed them in any way, but if you leave it with the feeling that hopefully it was good, or at least they learned, if you were that awful, they learned some things to never do, at least you've done your job. Other questions? Am I eating up your whole agenda?
Anybody else have any more questions?
Cool. Well, I'll be around if you think of another one. I really appreciate the invitation. Thank you very much for having me. Congratulations on what you're doing.